You won't believe where we rank all of the Doctor Who finales for New Who. Stick
Crispy,
to the
what are
end
you
of
doing?
this. Stick to the end of this, and you'll get your money's worth because I'm gonna put Battle of Ranskoor Av Kolos in the S tier.
Over my dead body, you putting that anywhere near the S tier, fella?
Well, you're just gonna have to wait and find out.
Roll the intro?
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Crispy, his name is Troy, and we're the hotline that accepts your calls throughout time and space. And joining me today is special guest, Troy Red Archer Live. How are you today?
Special guest? What do you mean special guest?
Well, I think I just got so used to us having special guests that I felt like we needed to have an extra special guest. So joining us today is my co-host Troy Red Archer Live and special guest Troy Red Archer Live. How are both of you?
You don't need two of me in this call, mate. You never get a word in edgeways.
Chaos. Chaos.
Never get a word
Absolute
in.
chaos. Well,
Oh, it would be.
I'll talk to one of you. How are you, Troy?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you, Troy? I'm really good too, thank you very much for asking. How are you doing, Crispy?
I dropped the bit. That was my invention, and it's too much for me. There's too many Troys in the chat. You're absolutely right.
I've killed it off.
You killed Troy? Oh my god.
You could say the finale of that bit was quite rubbish. But speaking of today, folks, we're talking about the best Doctor Who finale. Isn't that a good segue, Mr. Crispy?
That was hot. That was a hot segue. I appreciate it.
It was a hot segue. It was a hot
So
one.
well done.
We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but we are sponsored today by Krispy Kreme
Serve
Donuts.
brand.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
just
bro
before
literally
the-
messaged me and went,
yeah.
hey, can I go get some donuts? I'll be 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, if you want. Go on then.
Yeah. So which ones do you think I got? This could be a fun little game before we get going with our first
For
caller
goodness
talking about
sake.
Doctor Who
Well,
finales.
I don't know if they're the same in Australia as they are in the UK.
Well, this could be an education.
Okay. Well, I mean, one of my go-tos at Krispy Kreme is a chocolate dream cake. That thing's
I don't know
gorgeous.
what a dream cake. I just got there's chocolate. You've got one.
You've
Is that
got
a dream
literally
cake?
the basic chocolate donut. They don't even do that in the UK. They only have sprinkles on.
Sprinkles, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sprinkle one. Very Homer
Wow.
Simpson
You know
esque.
what's really funny is in the UK it's the other way around. The chocolate has sprinkles and the strawberry one is just strawberry.
What?
So I'm
I-
already baffled by that. What else
I
you
think
get?
this one's like a custard thing. I don't know what that's all about. Do you have
Looks like
that?
a piece of bread, bro. I don't know what that is. It's a jam tart. It's a jam tart.
And then very similar to the chocolate one, but with some hazelnut. It's going to be
Hazelnuts.
delicious. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
you're
going to
into
be absolutely
hazelnuts.
scrumptious. All right, Troy, I'm going to eat one of them. You describe what we're doing.
Okay, fine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best Doctor Who finale, aka The Doctor Falls. No, we are doing a tier list. Oh, Crispy's face there. Come on, mate, get that donut down. Yeah, I don't like talking to the audience for this long. No, we're going to be doing a tier list on the video version, so enjoy this, Apple Podcast listeners. He's got to make the joke. He's got to make the joke. Everyone's expecting it. But yeah, so actually, do you know what? While I'm saying it right now, for editing Crispy, transition to the tier list page. Look at that, just what I did there. I'm taking notes from
Nice.
Music Man himself, Anthony Fantano. But yeah, so we're going to have a tier list on screen. We're going to rank all the Doctor Who finales from S to D, S being the top tier, D being the worst tier, probably exclusively saved for Ranskoor Av Kolos. But we're going to talk about them, rank them, and at the same time take your calls about the best and worst Doctor Who finales. Well, we asked for best, so I'm expecting them all to be positive, but you never know. Someone might have snuck a sad one in there, an upset one. Someone might have gone for a worst one, you know, and got against the curve. It's possible, isn't it, Crispy?
It is possible. I ate
How's
that
that
donut. It was
Roast ball,
actually insanely fresh, insanely good. Sorry, I'm still finishing the donut.
This is great content. How about we play a call while you finish the donut off?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
See what somebody thinks is the best Doctor Who finale. Lay it on me.
Oh, you can't see the calls. This is interesting.
I know.
This
well,
is
I can
new.
see them on my screen. So if you read the name out, I can see them.
Oh, okay. Let's go all the way down to the bottom because we have Vincent, not the painter.
Oh, not. Oh, okay. Well,
Not the painter.
I
I
was gonna
thought
lend
it
in my
was
ear,
going.
but maybe now I won't.
Oh.
See what I did there? See what I did there?
Hey guys, Vincent here from Hungary. So my favorite Doctor Who finale is the Empire of Death. I really love that after the whole build-up, Rubizam is actually no one. I really love that she's pointing at a signpost, which is not there in the first place, but it's there at the second place. I really love that everybody's gone, and then not. I'm just kidding. The best finale is the Big Bang and the Pandora Opens two-parter. Thank you. Bye.
Wow.
Do you know what I
As
love?
the famous
I love
meme says, bro had us in the first half.
He did. The thing I love is that people from different countries will have different ways of conveying sarcasm through like accents or how they speak, intonation stuff. I fully thought he was being serious. The sarcasm didn't come up at all until he said the signpost thing, and I went, "Oh, I see what you're doing here, Vincent. I see what you're doing."
Cheeky
like
Vincent.
That.
I'm pretty sure
Vincent's called in before. Have we had someone from Hungary?
No,
before?
I was going to say Vincent has called in before. He has one of my favorite calls that this podcast has ever had, and I'm surprised he didn't reference it. Vincent's first Doctor Who episode was halfway through the wedding of River Song.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I'm 99.9% confident that is the same Vincent.
Watch
and
it
you
not
should
be
have said
now,
that.
like when I got the Julius mixed up, whoever it was. I got somebody mixed up a few episodes ago, didn't I?
Should we? This could be risky. Should we rank them as we hear them in the call?
I was about to suggest that, but that is a dangerous play.
It's
But you know
dangerous
what? I
'cause
trust
there's-
our audience to say different things. I trust.
We're going to have to rank Stolen Earth 12 times.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's okay.
We'll just have to make 12 different reasons for it being S tier. So we're going, just for setting the context here for finales, we're counting this as however many episodes are in the final story. We're going
Yes.
story-wise. Yes.
Absolutely. We're not splitting the two-parters. No one's got time for that.
Or the three-parters,
here.
if
Or the
series is
three-parters.
concerned.
Well,
Although we have to make
ask
an exception
Russell.
for Flux, because we're not ranking Flux as the finale, because that was technically a six-parter.
Okay,
So.
very well played. Very well played there. So, Vincent said the Pandora Opens Big Bang two-parter is his favorite, I believe.
Yeah, is anyone gonna disagree with us putting that in S tier?
Any objections from the back?
Anyone? Hello? No objections. No, it was
I think we're fine.
I think we're fine.
we're
Sid.
fine.
You're really making the
Alright.
most of your girlfriend not being at home, aren't you? You wouldn't have done that. if she
Well,
wasn't at home.
I yelled quite loud, and now I'm scared because my neighbors are like not that far away. They might be like, "Yeah, are you? Is
It's
everything
only-
okay?"
8:30 p.m. It's fine. for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
alright.
It's a
They just
Friday
think,
night. You
why-
know, people getting loosey
Crispy's
goosey
going
anyway.
crazy next door. Why is he shouting
Yeah,
out?
yeah. Okay, well
going
that's
delirious.
fun. What do you like about the series 5 finale, Troy?
That it's good.
Oh, so well put. Man of few words, but
Well,
eloquent nonetheless.
Well, I mean, to tie it to Empire of Death, which is relevant because we not long talked about it, and also because Vincent mentioned it, so we can touch on that too. I love that the stakes are set up in the first half. You know, one of my biggest problems with Empire of Death that I said to you when we talked about that was that the stakes were set up, a lot of them, towards the beginning of the second part, which means that there isn't much suspense across a week to be like, how are they going to get out of it? Instead, when you're watching the finale, they go, oh, by the way, everyone's dead now. And you're like, well, in 20 minutes it's going to be solved, so who cares? I like that the Pandora Opens ends with everyone, like, the universe basically ending, and then it has to spend an hour explaining it. And I do think it suffers from a bit of Moffat's kind of complicated writing, but I think in this episode it really works. Like, with at what point Matt Smith shows up with the fez and the mop. Like, I think he tied that in really well. And also, I think it's the only two-part finale. I'm trying to go off what I think it. I think it's the only one where I've cried at the first half because I was heartbroken at the idea that Amy would die. I was 10 in fairness, so. But
yeah, this was my second Doctor Who story ever. So.
Oh yeah.
But I was still shocked. I remember being shocked back then, being like, "Oh my gosh," because I felt like I kind of had the idea that the companion was someone that was supposed to be sticking around for a while, and I didn't think I knew that it was the finale. So it's probably more of a shock than anything. But it's one hell of a finale, and you know, ending on just someone convincingly dying just makes me all the more mad at Legend of Ruby Sunday, because just have Kate Stewart dusting away, and I would have probably been convinced maybe they're not going to bring her back anyway. But that's
speaking of, where you put Empire of Death and Legend of Ruby Sunday?
Oh, do you want me to rank that right now?
Might as well. They've both been mentioned, and I don't think anyone's going to come onto this
I
call
don't
and
think
actually
anyone's
say Empire
gonna-
of Death is their favorite. So
On the tier list, they've had a picture of Mrs. Flood here, which I find funny.
This tier list has some really funky pictures. If you're watching the video version for all of the finales, they've included the Power of the Doctor, the End of Time, and the Giggle, all of which are anniversary specials or notable specials for ends of stories. We're not counting those. We're counting actual series finales. So there will be a picture of Paul McGann, a picture of John Sim's skull, and a picture of David and Ncuti inside each other. Do with that what you will. That will just sit at the bottom of that tier list for the rest of the day. So
yeah, fair enough.
There you go.
Okay,
why are you laughing,
look.
Crispy? Are you taking what I said in a very naughty way? There's no need for that. This is a family-friendly podcast.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
Where is Mrs. Flood going then? Because that's the picture for Empire of Death, as she said. I'm torn between B and C.
I'm torn between C and D.
I guess it goes in C then.
Oh, shake hands.
I'm not putting it in D. Come on,
Shake hands.
You are not seriously
Shake
telling me that
hands.
you would even consider putting Empire of Death on the same level as Ranskoor Av Kolos. Come on.
Yeah, okay. No, the man's got a good point.
My temptation for B was The Legend of Ruby Sunday, because I do like the first half of the story, and I think the setup is really good. I just don't think the payoff is very good. So that's why I was like, is it B or is it C? So to me, I'm trying to balance which one is more significant, the good setup of the first half or the bad payoff of the second half, and I can't decide which one wins out in the balance. So if you go with C, I'll stick with C.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
It is.
I'm very, very happy with that.
Another caller, please.
Let's have Alakai, also known as Sutek's baby daddy.
What?
I don't know, man. Let's go.
All right.
I think the Doctor Falls is definitely my favorite finale, purely because in the finale itself, it's a very simple, after like quite a high concept, really cool setup episode in World Enough in Time. The Doctor Falls is just a zombie story with Cybermen, and it focuses so much on the characters. It focuses on the Doctor, Bill, Missy, and Nardole. It's just perfect. It's beautiful and a masterpiece. I love it.
Wow, really well put. I was very happy with that. Wow. Okay. Would you say it's your favorite Doctor Who finale?
Quite
Troy,
possibly.
ever?
It's going in S tier. Put it in there before we go any further, sir.
Okay, yes. Oh my gosh.
it.
Wow, the image is Peter Capaldi being shot by
a cyber beam. Yeah.
Wow,
Even though the
wow.
Cybermen don't even have like a leader per se in the story, I think it's one of the better episodes, like writing wise, for Cybermen. They do feel like an actual threat. At least I think they do.
Yeah, I think I really just like the idea of that World Enough in Time kind of sets up as to how, how time works there and how the Cybermen are basically being born again. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, time dilation's a really fascinating concept. I love that.
I think if I were, I had to pick either episode, I think World Enough in Time is definitely the better episode because it is so high concept and I think it pays off ridiculously well. And there's that bit of fan servicey, beautiful stuff with John Sim that was not spoilt for anyone. So that's fantastic.
Mother.
Yeah. But
if you don't know the story is that when Mum and I were watching World Enough in Time for the first time, we knew John Sim was coming back because, the BBC didn't exactly make any bones about it. But about 20 minutes into the episode, pretty much as soon as Mr. Razor came on screen, my mum went, "That's John Sim in facial prosthetics." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "That's John Sim." And I looked again and went, "Oh, yeah, you're right." And so as it was building up to him being revealed, I was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. It's John Sim." So
well
her attentiveness and her higher intellect really undermined that surprise a little bit. Not in a bad way. It was just funny.
No, it was, I don't know. Do you think if they didn't announce it at all, your mum would have twigged anything?
No. Well,
Yeah.
she may say otherwise, but I think because we both knew going into it John Sim would show up, she kind of was able to put two and two together. I don't know if she'd have easily done. I think there's a chance she could have done, but I don't think she would have nearly as easily done it now.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, shall we take another caller, sir?
Yeah, sure. Let's take another one. Oof, look at this pacing. It's better than Empire of Death.
We've got a lot of calls. We've got some lovely calls. Here we go.
Pacing's better than Empire of Death.
Oh, 100% agreed.
Sorry, I love
Bazinga.
you, Russell. I really do. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're being mean, dude. We're not a mean
All right,
podcast.
can we take a call from...
Who do
you know
want?
what? Deadpool and Wolverine's almost out. Why don't we have a call from Logan?
Nicely done. Here we go. Hello, Logan.
Thank you.
Hey guys, just Logan here. The best finale to me would have to be Series 1 Parting of the Ways, because you have the Daleks, you have high stakes, some great acting from Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper, you have the beautiful goodbye scene in the TARDIS, and you have a satisfying resolution to the series arc, handling Bad Wolf. And you have to think this episode pretty much laid the groundwork for the rest of the show by basically reintroducing regeneration and all these different things to modern audiences. And I think has left a lasting impact. What do you guys think?
It's a fantastic call, Logan. I am so sorry. All I had for 40 seconds there was you talking whilst I watched Crispy silently eat a donut. It was just really funny. The first bit was he was sat there listening and then just slowly just brought it to his mouth and just took the biggest bite out of it you've ever seen. I was just trying not to laugh. You might have to mute my audio tracks. Might be a lot of me like quietly wheezing there, Crispy. But
I could do that.
That's a very good argument. And yeah, that finale two-parter is absolutely fantastic. It's very well written. Yeah, the character stuff's really good. I think the hologram speech from the Ninth Doctor, "Have a good life," is probably, maybe my favorite Ninth Doctor moment. Maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a tough call. That's an episode in itself.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Well, maybe we should do an episode on Christopher Eccleston at some point, Crispy.
That would be fantastic.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you. I have a funny feeling there's going to be quite a lot of finales we rank very highly, because I don't know what do you think about Parting the Ways and Bad Wolf? Would you put that at S tier, or would you put it at A?
Well, my first experience watching this episode was, I think I was given, I think I rented series 1 around Christmas time.
I was going to say, was that one of your library DVDs that you rented?
That was one of the library DVDs that I got when I was getting into Doctor Who and I watched things out of order. And I was very confused as to why this guy only had one series. I was like, well, what is this? This is weird. And I remember this episode, the two-parter, really scared me. Not just because of the Daleks, but the TV controller with the eyes, with the eyes and the fluoro, like neon light. That scared me so much. That was probably one of the scariest Doctor Who memories. I don't think I've confronted that. I think I need therapy for that, to be honest. I don't think I've ever talked about it. Wow.
Yeah, maybe we should get sponsored by a particular therapy company.
No, I don't think we should. I don't think we should anymore. Apparently, they're not good. So let's move on.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Let's not do that. Let's not do that then. Forget that. Let's find a worse help. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. So
cool.
In terms of creepiness, love it. Daleks, love it. Big Brother, I didn't really know what that was as a kid, to be honest.
That's what you are to me.
Oh, wow, bro.
Isn't that wholesome? Wholesome?
That's a beautiful moment we just had.
It's even more beautiful when you say it like that.
Look, I do think it probably deserves to be an S. Do I go back to it as much as I would these two? Maybe not.
If the only reason that we were considering not putting it in S because we don't want too many things to be in S, that's not a valid excuse. So put it in S.
Yeah, and looking at it, I don't think there's got to be much else in S, to be honest. TBH. Disagree.
I disagree.
Oh my gosh! All right. Let's hear from. Oh gosh, you want to hear from the Beast Boss again?
Oh god, what's the Beast Boss got to say?
Hello, Beast Boss.
Let's see if he mentions Tilly
Well,
Steele.
the correct answer is obviously World Enough and Time and the Doctor Falls. But speaking of the best finales, there's still a market for Death in Paradise reactions. So, I'm reporting you to the council.
What?
He wants us to watch Death in Paradise in a Doctor Who podcast, bro. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
I'm not doing it. Okay, well, that's an excuse to put one in here that probably won't get mentioned by our dear listeners. So, should we talk about Wedding of River Song? Were we going to do that? Did I skip that?
We skip it.
Well, oh no, we were talking about it with Vincent. Anyway, where do you want to put that? Where do you want to put Wedding of River Song?
It's probably about... See, the problem is, Wedding of River Song, you can only judge off the one episode because it's not a two-parter. So, I kind of want to put it at the same level as Empire of Death. I think the Wedding of River Song, this might be a hot take, I really don't know, but the actual resolution of the Doctor dying arc, I think, is better done than how Sutek is... Just how this presence of Sutek in that final episode. I think they deal with him fine enough, but I've never back to the idea that Wedding River Song is a terrible finale in that same way. I think it's definitely is one of the weaker ones. Like, if I ranked them, it would be near the bottom. But I don't think it's bad. I think it brings back some stuff. It ties some things together fairly well. I think the only real strange element, like the really strange one, is just that the Doctor and Winston Churchill are in this weird version of London where all of time is happening at once. It just feels a bit extra, like a bit shop window, like window dressing kind of thing. I don't know.
I think it's definitely a clunky episode, but that if they nailed the resolution somehow, I didn't even mind it because they did set up the Tesselector. If the Tesselector was something they only brought in for the wedding of River Song or something, then I'd be like, that's ridiculous, that's crazy. But they did that. There was a little bit of setup, probably more so than the TARDIS groaning. If we're doing a comparison between the two,
are we doing a comparison between the two?
I do remember leaving that episode, watching it live in 2011 at one of my best friends' houses after playing rugby, where they score tries, Troy. And
I see what you're trying to do there.
Very good, thank you. And I remember we finished it. We were like, oh, we were kind of disappointed with the finale, and that was young. That was young me. And now here I am, 13 years later, still having these same feelings. So let's just put it in the same spot. Let's put it in the same spot.
All right. Although, fun fact, you mentioned the Tesselector. I should have said this to you at the time. I don't know if I mentioned it to you last week, but the man who was the captain of the Tesselector, Carter, played by Richard Delane, was at AhsokaCon last weekend.
Oh, tell me about that.
I got an autograph from him on an Andor poster, which is on the floor over there, and if I get it, I'll probably cause a mess, but I went... Well, he only had a role in one episode of Andor, but he was there because it was all Star Wars people. And I just went, by the way, I thought you were really good in Doctor Who. I really liked the episode you were in. He was like, well, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, but it was good. He was like, oh, thanks.
That's excellent. Well done, dude. Good for you.
Nice. I know. I snuck Doctor Who in there. You wouldn't think I'd do that, would you?
That I'm very proud. Very, very proud.
Shall we take another caller, sir?
Yes, we shall. We have so many to get through here, and I just don't know if we're going to be able to.
Well, we're going back to the old run times now, aren't we? Between 30 and 45 minutes, because we ain't got episodes to review.
Yeah,
so, we don't care about giving you guys hour-long episodes anymore. Well,
it's okay. I think we need a break from Doctor Who episodes, just so we can get that hype back. You know what I'm saying?
Do we?
I don't know. That's an episode in itself. Write it down.
Are you tired of Doctor Who?
Are you tired of Doctor Who? Sign up.
Yeah, it sounds like a teleshopping advert. Yeah. All right, let's get some American energy in here. What's Jeremy Duncan got to say?
Jeremy Duncan. Hello, Jeremy.
Hi, Troy. Hi, Crispy. So, the best finale of the revival, by far, has to be World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls. I know a lot of people say that Twice Upon a Time stops it from being perfect, but here's the thing. If you're talking strictly series finales, it has the most stakes. It has some of the best reveals. It's got some of the best character moments as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Thank you, Jeremy. That is the correct
also
opinion.
Gives me a chance to say something I was going to say actually previously about Doctor Falls, which is that it proves you don't have to have the entire universe ending to have a good finale. All the stakes are contained within that ship, and yet it's still absolutely fantastic.
Preach it. Okay.
Also, Twice Upon a Time is a good episode, and I will hear nothing else to contradict it. So,
even Moffat didn't like it. All right, let's keep going.
Really? Didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he came out like with the boom press. He was like, "Oh, I think I kind of fumbled my last episode, so I wanted a crack at it again."
Really? That's interesting. I don't think it's an amazing episode, but I have fun with it. I like it.
Yeah, I have fun with it too. I saw it like with a live studio audience, and it was so much fun. But I don't often go back to it. But I think what's his name? David Bradley.
Bradley?
Yeah, he does a sensational job as the first Doctor. Yeah. I think it's a fun multi-Doctor story. Okay, speaking of fun stories, shall we chat about Doomsday? Not Doomsday, but Doomsday.
Yeah, we're not chatting about that. We're not chatting about that horrid thing. So the series 2 finale. Look, I'm gonna have to usurp this, Crispy, and I'm gonna have to lay some British culture on you. This episode, we've talked about it before, I think, obviously, but this episode, to anyone of around my age who lives in the UK, whether you've seen Doctor Who or not, you most likely know the music from the Bad Wolf Bay scene. you most likely can recognize that episode and at least remember Billy Piper and David Tennant in Doctor Who. No matter what else your memories are, you probably know that. The amount of times I've seen things pop up on TikTok where it's like, you know, you have PTSD from this music and it plays the Bad Wolf Bay Doomsday music. Like, this episode has a level in British culture that I think is much higher than a lot of other Doctor Who stuff. So that also wins it. But also, I think it's just an extraordinarily well-written two-parter that somehow manages to have the Daleks and Cybermen and say goodbye to Rose and be the first finale for a new Doctor and somehow balance all of that phenomenally. I personally don't think this episode belongs anywhere other than S tier or two-parter.
That's incredibly well done. And it is fun. It's the Cybermen and the Daleks and like Billy Piper, the whole underdog of Doctor Who, basically. I feel like when she was cast, people were like, really? The pop star Billy Piper? Yeah. We're going with that? And absolutely crushed it, and it might be one of her most iconic roles ever. And one of Doctor Who's most iconic companions ever. So just, you know, whatever. As a tribute to Billy Piper, sure, let's put it in S tier as well. Gosh, it is a stacked S tier.
That's what I was worried about, but there's only one more I'll possibly make a case for S tier. I'd like to do two, but I know one of them I won't get in there. So,
let's see. Battle of Ranskoor Av Kolos is coming up.
Oh, don't even try and put that next to me. Ew,
all right, let's listen to someone else talking about World Enough in Time.
Jonah, what's RT Zone 24 got to say?
Hello, should we place a bet? What do you think they're going to say? What do you think RT Zone's going to say?
I think RT Zone is going to say Big Bang.
All right, I'm going Dr. Falls.
Let's see.
My favourite finale is Hellbent because I think it's got the best character work. I love 12 and Clara as a duo, and I think that is what it does best. It's not as bombastic as other finales, but I think it is best at that character dynamic, and the end is so poetic. But out of the more bombastic finales, I'd say Stolen Earth Journey's End is probably the best one.
Whoa.
Oh, Jonah, you lovely human. You picked two we haven't talked about.
That's very well done. Thank you.
Hellbent. Wow,
Hellbent.
I love seeing Hellbent love out in the wild.
As do I. It's not often. It's not often you see such a thing.
Not often.
What was your initial thoughts watching Hellbent back in the glorious year of 2014?
I liked it. I thought it was fine. I quite enjoyed the episode. It was one of those things. It was before I got onto like Doctor Who Twitter. I didn't really get involved in that until probably like around COVID times, honestly. So I didn't really realize that there was a lot of dislike towards it at the time, and I thought it was a perfectly fine finale. I don't think I went. This is the best thing ever. I also think it was awful. The question is though, are we counting this alongside Heaven Sent?
Ooh.
Because this is where, like, the rule of we're counting it as a full story, this is where you could be stretching it here, but I also don't know whether we should count it because it literally does carry on from one into the next. They do connect, like, the events of Heaven Sent are tied into and talked about in Hellbent. You're shaking your head violently.
Yes, well, the events of An Unearthly Child also play into The Devil's Court. So we're not going to do that. We're not doing it. No, I know. I know. I'm reaching. I know.
Yeah, you're reaching.
I think there is a case to be made that Heaven Sent and Hellbent are a two-parter. I think there's a case to be made that Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, and Hellbent are a three-parter.
I agree.
For the purposes of this, I think it would be best that we just isolate Hellbent on its own.
If you said it was a three-parter, Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, and Hellbent, I'm going to be honest, I'd say put it in S tier.
Oh my word. Look.
Because I love Face the Raven and Heaven Sent is one of the best episodes ever written, and I don't dislike Hellbent. I'd be like, collectively, S tier. Do it.
I remember watching it. Was it 2014 or 2015? It was 2014.
2015.
2015? This is series 9. Yeah, oh my gosh.
9?
It was. Yes, wow. Okay, cool. Gosh, wow. Long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
I remember watching this episode and being a little bit disappointed that it wasn't as good as Heaven Sent, because I thought that we were kind of in for the best Doctor Who, like, you know, final weeks ever with that consecutive run there. And the final shot of Hellbent with this American diner flying off into space, I was like, that was my reaction with the final shot. I was like, but it does do some fantastic character work with Clara and the Doctor. The whole of Series 9, I really, really enjoy that Doctor and companion dynamic, it's probably might be one of my favorites or my favorite. I don't know. But Hellbent, it's fine. I think it really suffers from being not as good as perfection, which is tough. Tough to do. So where do you want to put it? I think it's definitely above these two.
If we're talking about it
of River Song.
objectively as a singular episode, I'd probably say B tier.
Yeah.
But
for Hellbent.
High B, because I do really like it.
High B or high beams? Yeah. Do you know what high beams are?
Moving on. You also mentioned The Stolen Earth and Journey's End, and this is the other one, I'm going to be honest with you, that I'm going to make a case for S tier for.
Yeah, right, chuck it in.
Well, I mean, just to get it out of the way, people say Journey's End is a lot nowhere near as good as Stolen Earth. Do you agree with that? Because I personally don't. I
do agree with that statement. I think it's great. I really, really do. But the art of the two-parter, I think it's easier to make a better part one because it's all set up, and then you have to pay it off in part two. So there's been so many part ones where I'm like, this is the single greatest piece of television I have ever seen in my life. And then part two,
probably
you're
is, by the way. The best part one, Stolen Earth, if we're being real. It probably is the best
opening titles enough is you're like, oh my gosh, we really have a show on our hands, don't we? I think it's fantastic. They did what they should have done once again with Empire of Death. This is a good analysis for us to kind of look back on Empire of Death as well.
This is
therapy because they had the Davros reveal. How early into the first part of it?
About 20 minutes.
It's brilliant, and so we get the whole second episode with you already know what Davros is, what they're about, what their motivations are, which is just the entire universe disappearing. But I think it's fantastic. It really is the finale of Doctor Who and made Stephen Moffat go, oh my gosh, how can I keep this show alive after this?
And then he did.
He very well did.
For Stephen Moffat, everyone.
Well done. Well done. Thank you, Stephen Moffat. You're a king.
But yeah, I think Journey's End is really, really good. Stolen Earth is better, but like the argument that Journey's End is nowhere near as good, I think it's got no weight. Journey's End's got some fantastic character moments, especially the interaction between the Doctor and Davros. I love how Donna's story is wrapped up. I think that within reason, every companion that's in this two-parter has something to do with use, which I think is an extremely hard thing to accomplish with the cast they had. And I love the goodbye with Donna. I like the last scene with Bernard Cribbins, Will from 10th Doctor.
Perfect.
Nice, I look up at the stars and think of you. Like, to me, whenever I hear someone go Journey's End is like nowhere near as good, I'm like, you're wrong. But I don't say it because I let people live in their little wrong fantasies, you know? But so 2-parter S tier. Easy.
Well said, sir. Gosh, what an episode we have on our hands here. Are you enjoying this?
If this was the last episode, this would be a great finale of the podcast, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
It would.
And if
you're stuck with us for as long as possible.
You're stuck with us for a long, long time. But if you at home are enjoying this, why not leave us a like or a review on Apple Podcasts? I know we make some jokes, mainly one man.
Maybe we should read one out at the start of next episode, and it'll start motivating people to do it.
That'd be fantastic. We could do that.
Okay. And also, we should at the start of these episodes ask people to subscribe, because fun story, Crispy. In my YouTube videos, I've always put a little thing that comes up on screen saying subscribe. I've never verbally said it. The last 2 payday videos I've done at the start have actually said, please make sure you subscribe. And the spikes in my subscriber increase are so funny you wouldn't believe it. So I'm like, I understand why people do that.
Let's do it next episode. Next episode, we'll come in with a fresh strategy. Okay, here we go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast.
It's Who's There. All right. Smash the like button, subscribe,
We have 6 finales left to do, Crispy, so we're going to have to speedrun it. Let's take another couple calls, but I think the ones that are left are not going to co-op as much. So
Okay.
Let's do another caller. Give us one more.
Oh my gosh. What? Oh, I'm scrolling too far. Shall we try Jack Amigo?
I was looking at Jack Amigo. What's Jack Amigo got to say?
Well, where do you think they're going to go? That makes the call more interesting.
I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going to say Jack Amigo's going to talk Big Bang.
Okay, I'm going to say that they went off kilter and said name of the Doctor.
I doubt it, but let's find out.
Come on, here we go.
Go on, prove me wrong.
Hello there, Troy and Crispy. Jack Amigo here with another hot take. I feel like the best season finale of New Who is the Pandora Opens / The Big Bang. I do have a soft spot for Matt Smith, and I haven't seen this episode in a few years, so it definitely needs a rewatch. But I absolutely feel that you couldn't get more epic than this. We've got to look at season finales rather than regeneration episodes, and this is why this one comes out stronger for me. Thanks.
Thank you.
Have we done
Thank
best
you.
regeneration stories?
Yes,
Oh, have we?
we have. It was very early on in the podcast.
We could do it again then. We've had a couple more since.
Yeah, well, by generation doesn't count. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It does.
All right, so let's speed run these last 6. Let's
Yeah,
go through
go
them, 'cause
on.
we've talked about the most important ones. Right, first off, let's just get it out of the way. Ranskoor Av Kolos, put it in D.
Sorry, mate. Why didn't you like it?
Jodie's first finale, literally Chris Chibnall said himself was a first draft and he wished he'd put more time into it. It's just a rough episode and it doesn't feel like... I think the biggest thing, depending on how we're ranking this, I'm ranking it as as a finale, how it feels, not just as an episode of Doctor Who. It's got to wrap up a season.
Yes,
And
very
that
good
does not wrap
point.
up a season very well. Like, there's a couple of good resolutions, but like the biggest one of series 11, like character-wise, is Ryan calling Graham Grandad, and he does that in the previous episode, so you can't even attribute that to Ranskoor.
Should have swapped them around. Really should have
Yeah.
swapped them around.
Oh wow,
Anyway.
yeah.
Would have been beautiful. I think that the final moments of It Takes You Away would have been great.
Great.
Anyway,
That
okay,
episode
so
generally is just really good. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, this is mid as hell, and then I watched it again, I was like, oh, it's actually pretty good.
yeah, no, there's some good stuff in it. We have to say something nice and something not so nice about the rest. So something you like, something you didn't like about these next few episodes. Shall we?
Oh, okay.
If you want
Well, you
to, we
take
don't
the
have to.
Vanquishes, because you feel much more strongly about the Flux finale than I do.
Gosh, the Vanquishes. Aye. I think it suffered from having too much to do. I loved how... It comes back to the argument of part 1 is going to be way better than part 2. And in this case, part 5. 5? Is that how many?
4.
Yeah. 4? Vanquishes?
If you think in Village of the Angels, that's 4.
No, I mean... Oh, this is 6. Are there 6 episodes in Flux?
Yeah?
How many are there? Gosh, I forgot about that. Okay, well, regardless, I think the Halloween Apocalypse does an incredible setup. I don't think the Vanquishes does it justice. Really?
Please do not put it in D. I am watching you hover.
I think it's a C episode. Would you
I'll
be
take
happy with
C.
that?
I'll take
okay.
C. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
But I think it was fun. I enjoyed seeing Jodie act off Jodie Whittaker. That was something.
Yeah,
I enjoyed.
I objected, like, enjoying it as an episode of Doctor Who, I think it's really good fun and wraps up things well. I don't like that we don't get an answer as to whether the flux is reversed. It's the most infamous thing. Like, they don't
so
say
much
it.
ambiguity.
That's a letdown. But do I have fun with the episode? Yes. So,
Okay, cool.
there's some good stuff in there.
What do you want to do next?
Last of the Time Lords. Well, we'll count this as a 3-parter. Utopia, Sound of Drums, Last of the Time Lords. Now, as I said, there was one I would like to make a case for S4, but figured I wouldn't get it in. That it's this 3-parter, because I have a feeling we're gonna end up settling on an A here.
I say as I put it in the A column.
There you go. Utopia and Sound of Drums are phenomenal episodes, both of them.
Yeah.
Last of the Time Lords, I really, really like, and as I've said, I don't dislike it the way a lot of people do, but I do think the resolution of the Doctor being trapped in an old is that people all think of his name at the same time because of a telepathic mobile phone network. Like, it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch.
It is a bit of... But apart from that, like, if they nailed that, tell you what, Series 3 is like one of my favorite series. Let's put it in S tier. Let's live a little.
Yes!
Let's
Good
live
man.
a little.
Good man. Good man.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. I
Name
love
of the
it.
Doctor. That's a fun one. What do you think about that?
I really like that. I think it's underrated, but it's a single episode finale. Now I think about it, Matt Smith deserved more 2-part finales. Why didn't he get them?
He only had the one at the start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Disgraceful.
Weird. I love Name of the Doctor, to be honest. I remember watching this episode so much, like a ridiculous from when it finished airing in like May or June or whatever it was, 2013, all the way to the 50th. I watched this episode so many times, man. It was insane. I loved this episode so much.
It's the last time we see the Paternoster Gang in Matt Smith's era, so it gets points for that. Vast tracks.
And it's the last time we see Archie and Angie.
Oh yeah. Oh, do we actually see them?
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. They're mentioned going to the cinema. Maybe the last time you see them.
Even in the episode, the little Daleks.
Crikey Moses. Okay.
But it has one of my
anyway.
favourite 11th Doctor scenes, which is his reaction to Trenzalore and the grave being discovered, where the camera just cuts to him and he's just having a full-on breakdown. Like, that is...
Yeah. It's great.
Like he eats up that scene and he's like, sorry, and then just like storms off. And I love also like it's a bit of an insignificant line in some ways, but I love the subversion of the the Doctor has a secret he will take to his grave and it is discovered, and he's like. He's not talking about the secret. He's talking about the grave. Like that's early on in the episode. And I'm like, oh. Like I
That's
really
great.
that line. I played off well. I
So
liked that.
Stephen Moffat, and it's good Stephen Moffat, because that's a subversion I actually didn't put together at all. They say it like 10 times in the episode before they reach that point. And I was like, oh, I never even considered that's what they were saying. So
Crispy?
I want to make a case for A.
I was gonna say A tier is looking very empty. Should we fill it with Name of the Doctor? It'll probably annoy people.
It's 100% better than Hellbent.
Do it.
Better than this lot here, down here.
Yep.
Scum.
2 finales left. Which one are you going for,
Ooh.
Crispy?
Oh gosh, let's go. Ooh, no, we got to save this bad boy for. We got to save this bad boy for the last one. Let's talk about Capaldi's first finale, where we had just had the bombshell that Michelle Gomez was playing Missy, who was also known as the Master, one of the Doctor's greatest foes. This was sick. I loved this two-part story.
Can I just list off a few of my favourite things?
Go. Oh,
Danny
wait.
Pink gets something to do with-
Oh, sorry. That was just a bit there. That could have been a good setup. You could have just
Go on, do
listened.
it, do it.
No. Okay. It's on you. It doesn't work. I've ruined it now. But you just said I'm going to list my favorite things, and you didn't say about Doctor Who about this episode, so you could have just been like, fast cars, pop vinyls, stuff like that.
One was just not accurate.
I don't know why I
What do you
said
mean
fast cars. That's just like a stereotypical
That's Tracy
dude thing.
Chapman's list of favourite things. Thank you very much.
Well, very good.
Thank you. So, Danny Pink gets something to do in the finale. I like that he's part of the resolution. The 12th Doctor skydiving with the James Bond-ass music is one of the coolest 12th Doctor moments. There's a lot of cool Doctor moments in finales, I feel like, which is, necessary.
Permission to
I love the scene with Clara and 12 at the volcano, throwing the TARDIS keys.
Yeah.
Also, do you think I care for you so little that betraying me would make a difference? One of the best lines in the entire show.
Goes hard.
Missy's reveal, her whole behaviour, seeing Kate and Osgood come back, getting them, they're having a bit to do. Kate not having as much, but she has the great first scene with the classic Cyberman head and, introducing herself as a divorcee, outstanding bridge player, divorcee, mother of two. Like, she's just, I like Kate Stewart. There's a lot of good things to this two-part finale. There's obviously, there's the downsides of, every dead person's now Cyberman, so does that mean there's, the consequences of everyone no longer being buried and what it did to the Brigadier's body? There are downsides to it, fine. But you'd be hard-pressed to get me to agree to put it anywhere lower than A tier, I'll be honest. I think that's a better two-part finale than Name of the Doctor is as a single-episode finale. So that means I'd want to put it in high A. Thoughts, Crispy?
Yeah. No, I'm happy. I'm really happy to place it there. I think it is a very sensitive subject matter, and the Brigadier thing annoys me. I wish I could have a version of the episode that just doesn't have that scene. It's not really necessary at all. You have the picture there as kind of, but this is like a real person that passed away. It is like,
exactly. That's the thing that makes it a bit weird, because I love what Moffat was trying to do there, being like the Brigadier got to have one more thing where he saved someone and he gives him the salute that he never got. I love the idea behind it.
Blows up. It's very strange.
I don't think he blows up. I think he does just fly off as a Cyberman.
Oh, well, they've got that Disney Plus money. Spin-off show, anyone?
Adventures of the Brigadier Cyberman. But yes, the payoff of it, I don't think it's done well. I like what he was doing behind it and the way he tried to set up some of the things around it, but by and large, it was unnecessary. It was definitely unnecessary.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Anyway,
let's put it in A. It's not perfect, but it's a damn
above
good
Name
time.
of the Doctor, baby. Above Name of the Doctor.
Oh yeah,
Come on.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. There you go. Right, Crispy. What's the only two-part finale left, sir?
One of the most, probably the most in all of New Who, all of Doctor Who ever, the most controversial Doctor Who finale on the planet.
No, surely not.
Which is, what is it? The Revenge of the Cybermen? What's it called?
Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Children.
Yeah, the Timeless Children. The law-bending, the Rip Doctor Who trending episode. My goodness gracious me. I really like it. That's
really?
I rewatched these maybe last year, and I think it's great. I think it has one of the best looking Doctor Who episodes in Jodie's era. I really, really like the way this episode is directed. I think that the whole breaking of the law, they broke the law. My goodness gracious
not that
me.
deep.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep. And
Making
I
a master
think
it would have been better, sure, but I don't mind.
that's the argument, and we've said it over and over again. But then we all of a sudden we get to Wild Blue Yonder, and you're like, hold up, let them cook. hold up.
Yeah.
You know, there's some stuff they could do with this, with the Doctor not really knowing their past, not really knowing where they came from, what they are.
I wonder if that might play in, because didn't Russell say that the Timeless Children was going to be kind of playing a part in Shooty's run? So maybe it'll be in the second season.
Maybe. I thought I really didn't. I don't know if the extent of it was kind of just like the whole foundling thing, but I think Russell actually will have to. Yes, there was an interview where he kind of talked about it.
Yeah, I think
He said he wasn't going to refer to it as the Timeless Child because you chat to someone on the street and say, "Oh, what do you think about the Timeless Child?" They're like, "Huh?" But if you say, "Oh, the Doctor's a foundling," they're like, "Oh, that's interesting." So I think that it might come into it. I really don't think they're going to be like, "Oh, Mrs. Flood is the lady that dropped the baby through the vortex." I don't think they're going to go
Mrs.
that
Flood
far.
is actually Tech to you, and she's back.
She's back. Oh, why did they kill her off?
Actually, oh,
Well, let him cook.
I don't
Let him
hate
cook.
that idea.
Let him cook. There's so many people leaving this podcast now, but that's okay because whatever. I enjoy it. I don't think it's
to make
perfect.
about why I like this two-parter.
Yeah, right.
Taps Mike, just straightens tie, clears throat. Sasha Dewan, thank you for listening.
Oh, sensational performance, sensational actor, sensational human being. Really.
So where are you putting this bad boy?
I am looking at this, so we can do a quick recap while we're here. D tier, we have Battle of Ranskoor Av Kolos. C tier, we have the Vanquishers. We have Empire of Death and Legend of Ruby Sunday, and Wedding of River Song. B, we have Hellbent. A, we have Name of the Doctor, and oh my gosh, I can't even think of Death in Heaven. Yeah. Okay, and then the rest are all in the S tier. Okay. So,
well, hang on. Let's put respect on their names. The Doctor Falls, Journey's End, Parting of the Ways, Big Bang.
I was gonna do that
Doomsday,
afterwards, and we could award them. But that's fine. Yes, there they are.
Sorry.
There they are. No. It's fine. I didn't tell you my plans at all. This is.
Sorry, I apologize
Troy,
for your
look.
plans this week.
No. Troy, look at the screen. This is a fun little image to move around because it's a little flying Cyberman head. Whee! Okay.
Where are you thinking then?
Okay, it's either going to be C or B, personally. I think it's better than Battle of Ranskoor Av Kolos. I think I think there is a case that could be made that it's better than the Wedding of River Song, better than the... Oh, maybe not. I don't know, man.
And the way
better
you
than
were
the
talking,
Vanquishers.
I'll be honest, I thought you were going to try and angle for an A tier. So
Nah,
considering
I'm
you
not
said
gonna-
B or C, I'd say B.
All right, are you happy with a B?
I'm happy with a B. I'd say maybe less than Hellbent. I'd say like...
Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, wow.
All right, and then before we wrap up, do you want to reorder anything in S tier? Because I realised that maybe it's not in the perfect
I just
order
kind of threw it all together, but I looked briefly just a moment ago, and I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest.
I put the Big Bang higher up. I'd say that much.
Okay, where would you put it?
Maybe between the Doctor Falls and Stolen Earth.
Yep,
That looks about right to me.
that looks pretty. That looks pretty good. Okay.
Do you want to do your awards for the S tier anyway? Even though I've kind of underlined it.
No, that's fine. I'll add some like Olympic ceremony closing music or something here.
Da-da-da-da. I've got the torch. It's a lightsaber, but pretend it's an Olympic torch.
All right, brilliant.
Actually, looks a bit like an Olympic torch. Da-da-da-da. I'm running
Here
towards
we
the fire
are. Welcome to the end of the Doctor Who finale tier list. Here are the S tier recipients. We have Series 3, Series 2, Series 1, Series 4. Oh, yeah, all of them, but... Wait, are all of Russell T Davies' finales in here?
First ones, yeah.
Wow. Good on you. Oh, yeah, apart from the new one. Sorry, mate. And then we have
Sorry, bud.
Series 5 and the Series 10 finale. Look, I'm really happy with that, man. I'm really happy with that. Wow.
Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was running with that Olympic torch for a while there.
I saw that. Great effort.
I
Great
declare
effort.
these Doctor Who finale games over.
Yay! Yay!
Thank you all for listening. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Bye.
what's your just one last thought? One last thought from you. What from you? Troy's closing comments.
It's not though, because the alliteration doesn't work.
Okay.
Crispy. Closing comments. Come on.
A finale is like a box of Krispy Kremes.
Oh.
Sometimes they
are good. Sometimes
they be good. Sometimes they have plot donut holes. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
And sometimes they're just sprinkled with goodness.
There. Let's wrap it up.
Thank you all for watching this episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, where we discuss the best Doctor Who finale. We're going to record the next episode right after this, assuming it comes out straight after. So, Crispy, have you got any donuts left?
Yeah.
Are you still hungry?
Yeah.
Tune in next week for some more donut-consuming action as we, in theory, provided obviously nothing else gets in the way, discuss whether you missed the Chris Chibnall era of Doctor Who.
Ooh.
It's going to be an interesting one. We've got a lot of callers. I've listened to a couple, Crispy. I hope you haven't, because there's a couple of good ones
I
in
have
there.
not.
And I'm excited. There's
Right,
one
let's
that's
go.
really good. I had to message the person who sent it in and went, nicely done. Nicely done.
Cool.
So tune in for that. Hopefully next week. We'll see. But either way, thank you all for watching and listening. Rate us 5 stars on all your audio platforms. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment. Let us know your favourite day of the week. And we'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching. See you all soon. Hello Z, baby.
Hello Z, baby.